bow or greeting of any kind. The Klin, as a habit, would perform a small bow when greeting their kind or dignitaries of other races. The Krakori, however, never developed such mundane habits. Velsum chose to let this slight go by without penalty, at least until he determined the tone of the meeting. "Langrel Nomar Polemic, it is an honor to greet you," Velsum said with his cursory bow, sure that his insincere timbre would be lost on the gray alien. The Klin had always been more diplomatic than the Krakori, who chose intimidation and bravado over more subtle forms of interaction. "It has been a long while since our two races have met personally." Polemic nodded curtly. "Yes, it has been, Velsum." The lack of acknowledgement of his title and full name caused Velsum to tense. This meeting will indeed try my patience. Even though he was new to his role as Plebeian, Velsum was not new to interaction with the Krakori. The two races had been intertwined in purpose for nearly 1,500 years. Yet it was only now, in his role as Plebeian, that the Krakori's lack of manners and protocol affected him personally. This meeting was not getting off to a good start. "Please follow me to the meeting table. I assume a table will be acceptable and not a sitting area of sorts." "A table will be fine," the Krakori grunted. He followed Velsum to the center area of the dome, where a smallish conference table was set up. The surrounding area lining the glass wall of the dome was filled with atmosphere modules, a food preparation center, and half a dozen small sleeping quarters. The Klin arrived on the moon a week before and constructed the shelter, providing a neutral location for the meeting. Now a small contingent of Klin occupied the settlement, not counting the 20 representatives of the Quorum race who manned the flash cannon. Those creatures were housed in a separate underground bunker, unseen from orbit and undetectable to scans. If this meeting were a ruse of any kind, the Krakori would not leave unscathed. Once both the Plebeian of the Klin and the Langrel of the Krakori were seated, ushers brought drinks and small plates of appropriate appetizers for each. Velsum sampled the drink, while the Krakori leader sat straight-backed and stone-faced, staring at the Klin leader. Finally, Velsum had had enough. Even though the Klin race were not known for fits of temper, the condescending and arrogant demeanor of the Krakori was too much for him to bear. "What is the reason for this meeting, Polemic?" he asked, now dispensing with any official decorum. "It has been 10 years since your people betrayed the Klin race and murdered several thousand of our kind. You must know the scars from that betrayal still show. Since there are so few of us and our breeding takes longer than most other races, the loss of even those few thousand Klin has had a catastrophic impact on us as a people." Velsum took 2 quick breaths to calm his nerves before continuing. "Agreeing to meet with you has been a risky proposition on my part as the new Plebeian of the Klin. Since my predecessor succumbed to his long-suffering injuries caused by the humans, we have been very cautious to trust anyone but ourselves." Velsum was surprised to see the Krakori blink rapidly several times. A break in his stoic defiance? And when he began to speak, the Plebeian was shocked at the words he heard. "I admit that the actions taken by the Krakori at the conclusion of the Jurian War were inappropriate, at least in hindsight. But the Klin are not without responsibility for the circumstances both our races must now endure. We are outlaws, as decreed by the bastard humans, unable to show ourselves anywhere in the galaxy for fear of reprisal." Velsum nodded. "I agree. Hindsight is a valuable tool."